Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me. We are going to start on hands and knees. I'm going to start with some cat-cows, please, this morning. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Start to synchronize movement and breath, inhaling as you arch and exhaling as you round at any speed that feels good to you. Notice which parts of the spine feel sticky, if it's the more rounding motion or the arching. And then try to make your exhales just a little longer than your inhales. The next time you come through neutral and there's no rush, we're just going to pause here, draw the belly in, engage the muscles of the back, and leave everything in the back steady, and we're just going to wake up the shoulder blades. So you're going to draw your chest down and then lift your upper back up, keeping your elbows totally straight. So the movement's coming from your shoulder blades. Yeah, you can go as slowly as you want to. As the chest comes towards the mat, give behind the shoulder blades a bit more of a squeeze. And then coming to neutral, and we're going to make our way all the way down onto our tummy, please. And we're going to take our left arm out so that the hand's in line with the shoulder, and come onto your fingertips of your right hand, roll over onto your left side. Allow your right leg to either hang in space or it can tap the floor. Wherever it is, it's a good position, don't force it. And then start to press into your left hand a bit and pull your left shoulder down your back. Deep breath in as you exhale, rolling onto your tummy. Right hand comes out now, hand at shoulder height, roll onto your right side. Yeah. And start to press into your right hand and tug your right shoulder down your back. Deep breath in, exhale to come to your belly. We're going to press ourselves up into a down dog. The first down dog, notice how everything's feeling. Walk out through your feet if you want to. Start to connect with each of the palms, separating the fingers. Moving your chest back towards your thighs. Deep breath in. As you exhale, let's come onto the knees, please, and take your right foot forward to replace your right hand. So that, by the way, is the way to do the transition in class if you don't like it when we go straight from the lunge, from the down dog into the lunge. And then we're going to magnetize front heel towards back knee and bring ourselves up into a crescent lunge. Leave your back toes tucked and engage and lift the torso. Deep breath in as you exhale. Hands come down on either side of that front foot. Step your way back into your down dog. Breath in, exhale, come to the knees, replace left hand with left foot. Sink the hips forward a little, magnetize front heel towards back knee, and then inhale the arms up. Perfect. And just press the hips forward as the chest lifts. Deep inhale, exhale to bring the hands down, find a down dog again. Inhale, as you exhale, we're coming to a modified plank, so knees come down and we're finding that diagonal line from the back knees to the crown of the head, and then we're going to start to move into some hip circles. Find a full range of motion for you. Moving almost back into a child's pose each time as the hips come back. Yeah. And then reverse your circles. And the next time you find yourself in your modified plank, let's press ourselves back into a down dog. Starting to walk the feet up towards the hands. Let's pause here for a moment, soft knees. Just allow the belly to heavy to the thighs. You can give yourself a hug if you want to, catching your forearms or your elbows behind your knees. Deep breath in as you exhale, unround yourself to stand. When you get to the top, inhale those arms up, please, and interlace them over your head. You can turn them inside out if you want to. Deep breath in. As you exhale, let's lean to the left. Press into the right foot. And you can turn and look up under that right arm if you want to. Deep breath in, exhale to come to the center, and switching sides. Inhale, get long first. Exhale. Lean to the right. Yes, lovely. Press into your left foot. Deep breath in and exhale to come to the center. Just release those arms back behind you, catching your left wrist with your right hand, and then pull with your right hand. Yes, good. And then just gently lean right ear towards right shoulder. Deep breath in, exhale, come to the center, catch the other wrist, so left hand catching right wrist and left ear to left shoulder. Inhale as you exhale, lifting the head back to the center. We're going to inhale, the arms widen up. Exhale, flow into a forward fold. Soft knees is fine, we're still warming up. And then inhale to come halfway up. So lengthen the spine, pull the shoulders down the back, gaze on your toenails. And then exhale to your forward fold, soften your knees, and round all the way up. We're going to do that again, just like that. So inhale, the arms widen up. Exhale to your forward fold. Inhale to come halfway, shoulders down the back, find your length. Exhale, forward fold. With soft knees coming through a rounded back to stand. Inhaling, the arms widen up, different this time. Exhale, come halfway, find an airplane. Squeeze behind the shoulder blades, soften the knees a little bit so they're not locked, and then we're going to lower the arms and lift. Inhale, exhale. So switching on the muscles of the back, yes. So nice straight arms if you can. Think about those shoulder blades again. Inhale, exhale. And the next time the arms are up, hold them here. Soften the knees and come into a chair. So the weight comes into the heels. Toes can lift off if you can. Yeah, you can either lift the arms or you can just reach them forward or hands to the thighs, whichever you prefer. Inhale as you exhale, stand tall and arms come down. Just roll your shoulders, well done. Widen the legs a little, rotate from side to side. That's our warm-up complete this morning. Don't forget to drink lots of water, it is a bit humid at the moment. And we're going to start with a yoga flow at the front of our mat. So have your blocks to hand, because we will use them from time to time. Have your blanket and use whatever props feel good to you, even if I don't suggest them. So feet about hip width apart, they're parallel. Let's inhale, the arms widen up, please. Exhale, flow forward and down. Inhale to come halfway. Shoulders pull down the back. Exhale, forward fold. Let's pause here for a moment. Allow the weight to shift into the toes. Use blocks if you need to bring the surface of the floor up towards you. And then softening both knees, step your right leg way back. And then the left, find a down dog. You can either stay in your down dog while we flow through a plank and a cobra. If you're coming with me on the journey, inhale to your plank, either on the toes or the knees, depends how warm you feel. And then lower yourself all the way down to the floor, however you want to get down here. Fingertips forward and wide of the shoulders. Find a cobra. Inhale. Exhale, release forward, hands on either side of the ribs, tuck the toes, find your down dog. So if you stayed in the down dog, we're all meet here. Now you want to be in a bit of a longer down dog than we often are, maybe, because we're going to come right from down dog into an up dog. So on your inhale, shift through a plank and then allow your hips to drop down. Maybe you can roll over the top of the toes and tone the thighs. The glutes, yes, allow the hips to move towards the ground as the back bends. Inhale, exhale to your down dog. Inhaling up your right leg, please. Exhaling, stepping it to replace the right hand. And remember that little trick we did on the knees in the warm-up if you don't like those long step forwards. Back knee comes down, point the toes this time and press the top of the foot into the mat. Magnetize front heel towards back knee and then press your hands back behind you and find your back bend. So there's a lot of work going on to hold you steady here as we stretch the front of the left hip and open the back. Beautiful. Deep breath in. As you exhale, leave the hands there. Tuck the back toes under. Interlace your hands. Now see if you can lift your back leg, your back knee off. Fantastic. You might need to take a little hop in here. And then we're going to step forward into a forward fold if you can. Release the hands down, soften your knees, come through a rounded back to stand. Let's take a moment here, hands at heart center. When you're ready, floating the eyes open, inhaling the arms widen up. Exhaling to flow forward and down. Inhaling halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Softening the knees, this time left leg steps way back. And then the right, find your down dog, please. And again, as we did last time, you can either flow through here or you can stay in your down dog. If you're flowing through, come through a rounded back and find your plank. Parallel the body with the floor or knees down, you pick. Lowering yourself down to the floor either with the knees down or off, you pick. And then either cobra or up dog. Inhale, as you exhale, find your down dog. Well done. So we're all meeting here. And this is where we find the long down dog. If you don't like up dog, you can just simply come into a cobra instead. Otherwise, inhale your way into your plank and then exhale, roll over the toes, find your up dog. Pull your shoulders down, tone your thighs and glutes. Inhale, exhale to your down dog. Inhaling up your left leg. Exhaling, replacing left hand with left foot. However you need to get there. And right knee comes down. Point your right toes. Press the top of the right foot into the mat. Find that strength in your core and then lift the chest. Take those hands back behind you. Press them towards each other. That's lovely. Well done. Deep breath in as you exhale. Interlace those hands and start to pull them down, up and away. This is where we tuck the back toes under and see whether or not you can lift that back leg off that back knee. You might need to take a small step in to set yourself up to step into your forward fold. If you have to take a couple of steps like me, it's not about perfection. It's all about the experience. So change it if you need to make it your own. And then release the hands. And we're going to hold here for a minute in our forward fold and work on our hamstring flexibility. So we're going to start by taking our palms to the back of our calves. Find the meaty part of the calf and then push your palms in as much as you can. And at the same time, press the legs back into the hands. Tone the thighs, draw your belly towards them. Deep breath in and then coming through a rounded back with soft knees to stand. Well done. Different this time. Inhale the arms, widen up. Exhale, flow forward and down. Inhale to come halfway. Exhale, fold forwards. Soften your knees, step your right leg back. Finding a plank, step your left leg back as well. So again, knees is always great if you prefer that. Holding in your plank for a few moments to strengthen. Press the floor away. Find that spread of the shoulder blades we were practicing in the warm-up. See if you can tone and lift your belly away from the floor. Engage your pelvic floor. Yes, you'd all look amazing. Deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to step our left leg to replace left hand. Right knee comes down. You're going to walk your left foot towards your right hand and we're going to find a pigeon. So your left heel will move back towards your right knee a little. Left knee is on the outside of your left hip and then start to walk your right leg back a little. So you can square your hips up and you're not leaning over onto the left. We'll just pause here for a moment and invite the hip to open. Using whatever props feel good to you. If you like to put a block under your chest, you can rest on that. Deep breath in. As you exhale, bringing yourself up. If you've got a block handy, it's sometimes helpful to have it under your right hand. If you're very flexible, you may not need it. You're going to bend up the right leg. Take your left hand, thumb down, and press the air away as you reach for your back foot. Yes, lovely. If you can't reach, just generally rotate in that direction. If you don't need the block, you don't need to use it. Some of you might be happy on your forearm, might not need to be up on your hands, whatever feels good to you. Deep breath in. As you exhale, let's release the back leg, climb onto the hands and step your way into a down dog. Inhaling up the left leg. As you exhale, replace left hand with left foot. So it's the same leg in the front again. And we're going to set our right foot down at a little bit of an angle. Yes, so you want your front heel to intersect with your right instep. If you've got a block, we're coming into triangle. Place it under your left hand and it comes on the outside of your left foot. Lovely. Now start to pull up this left leg as you rotate your chest open towards the right wall. The arm can come up or not, whichever feels good to you. Hi, you okay? And just turn and open up. Spread the skin between the fingers. Press into your right pinky toe. If you want to, we're going to add some circles with this right arm. Really articulating through the shoulder. That's lovely. And the next time the arm comes up, we're going to leave it there. Turn your left toes towards the right wall and move yourself into a wide-legged forward fold. Allow the crown of the head to draw down towards the floor, the weight to fall into the balls of the feet. Deep breath in. As you exhale, if you weren't on your hands, climb back onto them, and we're going to take our blocks with us around to the back of our mat. So you're going to turn your right foot now to face the back wall and angle your left foot in, and we're coming into pyramid to the back. So most people will probably have blocks here. If you're very, very flexible, you might not need them. I like to take a little step in with the back foot, and then you want to swing your right hip towards the left side. Yes, that's it, that's great. Then arrange the blocks however feel good to you. Strong stretch here of the front hamstrings. Deep breath in. As you exhale, let's walk our way back to that wide-legged forward fold. Bring your blocks with you. You want one block on its high setting, a little forward and wide of the left foot. We'll use that in a moment. And then we'll just pause in our straddle. Deep breath in. As you exhale, climb your hands around to frame your left foot, which is now facing the front of your mat. You're going to soften your knee. Spin around to the ball of your back foot. That's it. We're going to step up into a half moon. So if you want to hold on to the block, that's totally fine. That's what I'm going to do. So you want to straighten your front leg a little, spring through the back knee, and then open yourself up. And you can adjust this front block if you need to when you get here. So making the capital L shape between your legs. Opening your hips to the right side wall. Now some of you will be just fine here. Other people, let's bring your right hand to your hip, trace it down towards the knee, and maybe you can catch your foot here for another quad stretch. We've got loads of quad stretches today, in case you hadn't noticed. And we'll just press the foot into the hand if you've managed to catch. Deep breath in. As you exhale, release back into your half moon if you had your foot, and then step your way back into a deep lunge. Yeah, perfect. Straighten out your front leg, soften the back knee, forward fold. Notice the different feeling between both sides, and then come through soft knees to stand. Well done. Deep breath in, please. Exhale, flow forward and down. Inhale to come halfway, shoulders down the back. Exhale, release to your forward fold. Softening the knees, stepping your left leg way back. Good. The knee comes down to the mat, and you're going to walk your right foot towards your left hand and find a pigeon. Yeah, folded up pigeon. So settle in here. Just allow that right hip to start to open. Notice if it feels tighter or less tight than the first side. Smooth out your exhales. Deep breath in as you exhale. Let's climb onto the hands, please. Use the block if you found that helpful on side one underneath your left hand and start to bend up that left leg. Your right hand, the thumb goes down, start to press the air away from you. Find the rotation. That's the main goal here. If you happen to be able to catch your foot, fabulous. And then start to pull the foot in towards the hip. If you don't want the block, you don't have to use it. If you'd rather be on your forearm, you can try that too. Deep breath in as you exhale. Let's climb onto our hands in the front. Well done, and step your way into a down dog. You can pedal through the heels if that feels good. We're going to inhale our way to a plank and just pause here and enjoy the strengthening. Lovely. You're going to replace right hand with right foot. Set your left foot down and we're going to start to build up into a triangle. So block on the outside of your right foot this time. Take the weight into the right leg. Start to pull up as you push into your mat and you rotate yourself to face the left wall. Beautiful. Think about opening the front of the left hip as you tuck the right hip under. Engage through the quadriceps of this right leg so that your knee is safe. And try to avoid locking that out. Lovely. I'm going to add some arm circles. Sweeping the arm in front of the face and then opening around. How large can you make your circle? That's fantastic. And then the next time the arm's up and there's no rush to get there, we'll all meet there. Turn your right toes to face the front and find your straddle. And this is where we need to take our blocks with us again because we'll be facing the back wall in a moment. Just realised one of my blocks is way over here. So drawing the crown of the head down, pressing evenly into the inside and the outside of both feet. Deep breath in as you exhale. Let's turn around to face the back wall again, please. So your left toes turn around and you angle your right foot in, and we're finding pyramid now, second side. So you might want to take a little step in again with that back foot. Yeah, that's great. Then swing your right hip around to face the front as the left hip draws towards the right side. So you're as centered as you can over the top of this left foot, and then just release down. If you want to have either your hands or hands on blocks out in front of the foot, that makes it a little more intense. Deep breath in as you exhale, find your straddle. Turn to face the left wall again. Bringing a block with you and then turning your right foot around to face the front again. So your block is going to be on the outside and a little forward of this front leg. Yeah. So you're going to spin around to the ball of your back foot and soften your front knee, and this is where we step up into our half moon. So however you can get here. You can also leave your back foot down if you want to. You could stay in a triangle, a pyramid, or just find any kind of single leg balance that works for you today. There's no pressure to do something you don't like. Just tune into where you're at. If you did this on the first side, left hand comes to the hip, traces down towards the knee and along, and maybe you can find your foot. That's totally optional. I know some of you like these crazy things and some of you don't, so you pick. Deep breath in. As you exhale, let's all meet in a deep lunge. So step that left leg way back. Good. Straighten out your right leg and spring forward into a forward fold. Hands come down. We're going to take baby steps back now and find a down dog. Let's see how this down dog feels compared to the first one we did. See if you can lift your tail a little more, if your chest can move towards your thighs a little more. I like to kind of sway side to side sometimes just to find my way into the position. And then whenever you're ready, wide knees, toes together, find a child's pose. Well done. Forehead can just melt into the mat. Hips heavy on the heels. Deep breath in. As you exhale, come through a rounded back. And we are going to move on. And we're going to stay in this quadruped position, and you'll need your ball, please. How are you all doing? You're all very quiet here. Okay, so the ball is always optional. I'm going to work on a little bit of core strength. So the ball's between your inner thighs if you're going to use it, and your toes are tucked under, finding a quadruped position. Now find that nice broad place behind the shoulder blades that we worked on in the warm-up. Draw your belly in and up. So if I just held you here, you'd be doing so much drawing in work that after not very long you'd start to feel quite tired. You can either stay here, or if you want to, you can experiment with lifting your knees an inch off the mat. So inhale, exhale, lift them off. Inhale, lower them down. Exhale, lift them off. Everything stays steady, the back's in neutral, and the knees are properly under the hips. Yeah. Want to try and avoid having a rounded back in this position. Some people will be just fine staying here. Other people may want to hold it up with the knees hovering off the floor, and give me a little inner thigh squeeze, 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 squeeze. You have 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, well done. Release the ball, take it out in the front. Wide knees, hips stay high, and just allow the chest to draw down towards the floor. Maybe your forehead might reach the floor. Yummy stretch for the shoulders and the upper back. A deep breath in as you exhale. Come through a rounded back, roll the ball towards you, and let's just set that off to the side, please. Don't need that for a moment. We're going to sit back on our heels but with pointy toes. We're coming back to those quads again. So you're just going to scoop your pelvis under here as much as you can until you start to feel the front of the thighs stretch. So I started there, and then round through. You can lean back a little bit as well and see if you can switch that stretch on the front of the thighs. You can interlace your fingers, hug a beach ball, separate your shoulder blades as well, getting really round in the back. Deep breath in. As you exhale, release to a neutral spine. Well done. Let's lift ourselves up, please. We're going to do the reverse now. So you're going to tuck your toes under, and if you've got a block handy, some of you might want to have that block in between your feet. You can just kind of hug it in back there. That's it. So hands come just behind the hips in the low back, and you're going to start to press the hips forward as you pull the shoulders back and you start to lean back a little. Come into a back bend. Draw the elbows towards each other, engage your glutes and keep your hips forward as much as you can. So like that stretch we were doing with the hips down, but now they're up. Deep breath in. As you exhale, upright yourself and just release the stretch. Just give it a little bit of a shake. Okay, so that's level 1 of your camel. Level 2, deep breath in. This time, hands stay off if you want to. Press the hips forward again, and maybe you can reach back for your heels. Maybe you can reach back for the block. Press the feet into the sides of the block. You can release the head if that feels good. Just go to the place that's nice for you. If you are in the second stage camel, one hand comes to the waist, engage the abs and the other, and then very slowly upright your spine. Good. Let's take that block away. We'll place that off to the side, and we're going to take our left leg out to the side. Now, if like me you've got fussy knees, I see some of you are smart over there. You've already put your blankets down for your knees. So left leg's off to the side, and yeah, we're up on the right knee. Deep breath in, right arm lifts up, and then over to the left. Try to avoid pressing on the outside of the knee. If you want to put your forearm into the top of that left thigh, you can. Turn and look up a little underneath that right shoulder. Deep breath in and exhale to release. If you've got a block handy, you can place it underneath your right hand and stretch. Now, the other side. Once you've activated that stretch down the left side of the body, again, pull that left shoulder back a little and maybe you can turn and look up. Deep breath in and then exhale. Lift that left arm up and bring yourself back. Okay, good. We're going to try and combine these now. So take your right arm out, thumb down, start to press the hips forward. So it's a mash-up of both moves. So you're going for a camel. You might just stay here, or you might be able to lift your left arm up as well, and your right hand might be able to reach your right heel. So we've got a back bend going on as well. Press into your left foot, get a nice stretch down the inner thigh on the left leg. Deep breath in as you exhale. Sweep that left arm down and carefully bring yourself up. Good. How are we doing? We're okay. Let's go wide knees, child's pose. Come into this really slowly. Just let the back release. Deep breath in. As you exhale, let's come back onto our hands and knees, please. Okay, we're finding our ball. Comes between your inner thighs, hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes under. Inhale as you exhale, lift the knees 1 inch off, and then release. Press and release. Yeah. So exhale, draw the belly in each time those knees lift off, and then some of you might be able to hold up here and just squeeze the ball. Squeeze, squeeze. 4, 8, broaden between the shoulders. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Well done. That ball goes off to the side, and this time you're going to take your right leg out to the side and you'll be in high kneel on your left knee. If you use the block side one, you can set it up to the left there. Ready? And we're going to inhale that left arm up and exhale, lean to the right. Forearm if you want it is on the outside of the right hip. Once you've activated the stretch down the left side of the body, turn and look up to the left a little. Beautiful. Deep breath in, exhale, lift up to come out, and that left hand comes down to the block or the floor, whichever you did last time, and then reach that right arm up. Turn and look under your right shoulder. Feel that lovely length down the right side of the body. Press into the outside of your right foot. Inhale, exhale, turn down towards your left hand and sweep your arm across to come up. Good, so this is where we do the mash up. So start to press the hips forward and tuck your left toes under. Left thumb goes down and start to press the air away with your left hand. As you reach your right arm up, press your hips forward. Maybe you can find a back bend. Maybe you can find your left heel to hold on to. Yes, that's amazing. And then lift the chest. Press the hips forward. Open the hip flexor on that left side as well. Deep breath in. As you exhale, you're sweeping your right arm towards the left and across your body as you gently move out of it. Well done. Wide knees. Take your block in front of you. Leave your hips high and find that nice shoulder opener again. So loads of back openers again today. Deep breath in and exhale, come through a rounded back to come up. Well done. We're going to stay in this wide knee position, but I'm going to turn myself around because my knees fit onto my mat better the other way around. We're going to come into a frog position, if you know that one. So you want wide knees, toes out to the side, heels just behind the knees. Yeah. And then you can use your blanket for your forearms if they happen to be on the floor and that doesn't feel nice to you. So we're just letting the hips move back as they open. Deep breath in. As you exhale, release forward a little and we'll all climb onto our hands. So those are under the shoulders. We're going to round through the back. As you exhale, arch the back and press back a little. So round through and then arch the back to sit back a little. Yeah, deepen the stretch. Well done. One more. Round through and then sit the hips back. And then come to neutral, toes towards each other and carefully walk the knees in towards each other. Let's come to some back strengthening now. So we're going to move ourselves down onto our bellies, please. So you can stack up your hands and place your forehead on the back of your hands. Start to press the front of the hips into the mat and engage your glutes. And then we're going to lift up alternating legs. Lift, lower, lift, lower. So all the muscles of the leg are active. You're pointing your toes as much as you can. Yes, beautiful. We're just relaxing the upper body for now. If this is really easy and you want more, you can lift both legs at the same time now. Lift, lower, exhale, inhale. And now let's hold at the top, please. Just hold the legs up at the top. Press the hips into the mat as much as you can. Engage the glutes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the legs. And then release. Well done. We're going to add on to this. So arms are now by your sides. And we're going to lift our upper back up. Pull the shoulders towards each other, but keep your chin tucked and you're looking on your mat. Single leg raises. If this doesn't feel good for your back, go back to resting the head on the back of the hands. That's totally fine. Yeah, lift, lower. And then maybe you can lift both legs up and hold here. Reach for your heels. So this is locust. Four more. 3, 2, and release. Well done. Hands come again for the forehead, and we're just going to rest here with our left knee up in line with our left hip. So it's kind of like a half frog. And some of you will be happy to stay there. Other people, if you're feeling a bit feisty, we're going to bend up the right leg. Take your left forearm a little more into the center, and you can reach your right hand back for your right foot and tuck your pelvis under. Yeah, lovely. Deep breath in and then exhale to release. And let's take both legs back to the center, and it's to just rock the hips side to side and just reset. Let's take your right knee up now, please. So your right knee is up at the height of your hip, and your right heel is behind the knee in that half frog shape. And staying there if that feels good. Otherwise, taking the weight a little more into the right arm so that you can release your left arm around to catch your left foot behind you and tuck the pelvis under. Pull the foot towards your hip as you press the foot into the hand. Deep breath in and exhale to release, and then take both legs back to the starting position and just a little rock side to side for the hips. Well done. Hands come on either side of the ribs. Let's press ourselves up, please, and we are moving on. We're going to use our ball. We're going to trap it behind us. So we're just going to sit down on the mat with the ball to support us. And once you've found your position, you can hold behind your thighs if you want to. Shoulders down, start to lean back, start to activate the muscles of the belly and the back. And then deep breath in, exhale to come forward. Let's do that again without holding behind the thighs now, and add some rhythm. Exhale to come up. Good. Inhale, move back, perfect. And exhale to come up. Going to add lifting a leg. So left leg, you're just going to straighten it out and then bring it back to its starting position. Right leg, so as you lean back, the leg straightens. It's optional. Left leg, take it back. So your thumbs are lifted towards the ceiling, and as if you were holding a block between your hands. So the energy is a pressing energy between the palms. And lift up, and one more like this. Leaving the feet down now. Let's hold back this time, please, and bring your feet together and your knees together and engage your pelvic floor. Pull your shoulder blades down your back, palms come together. Press your palms quite energetically, and then we're going to open and close. So belly's drawn in really tight here. Yeah, that's great. Open, close. Inhale, exhale. Do 4 more. Now maybe you can pause here with the hands pressed and just pulse. Exhale, exhale, exhale. You have 8, 7. Last 4, 3, 2, and hold behind your thighs and come up. Well done. Hold on the front of your shins. Find a back bend and then round through, chin to the chest. Releasing the ball, we're going to bring ourselves down to the mat, please. And we're going to place the ball underneath our left foot. Feet are next to one another, albeit that one is on top of a ball. Knees are the same distance apart as the feet. And then we're going to peel our back off the mat and then lower it back down. So lifting up and lowering down. Your left leg will be wobbling about a bit on the ball. Just gives you a bit of extra challenge. If you don't like it on the ball, you could also just do this with your heel lifted without the ball. And let's go quicker. Here we go. It's lift and lower. Lift and lower. 4 more, please. 3. Now hold at the top and press. Press. 4, 8, 7, 4, 3, well done, 2, and release down. Excellent. Without touching the ball with your hands, place it now underneath your right foot. Feet next to each other again, hip width apart, knees hip width apart. Lift the hips up and lower them down. So trying to keep an even amount of weight onto both feet. You're going to want to load up your left side. Keep pressure on the ball. That's it. Excellent. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. So it's really slow, smooth, even movement. No stopping at the top or the bottom. You're just constantly moving. And then let's go a little quicker now. So we're going to lower and lift. Lower and lift. And you 4 more. And this one, let's hold at the top, please, and lift. So you've 8, 7, last 4, 3, 2, and release all the way down. Well done. Pick the ball up with your feet, place it into your hand, and then you're going to press into your feet, lift your hips up, put the ball underneath your sacrum, and stretch the legs out long, stretch the arms out long. You can rock the hips side to side as you just release any muscles that might want releasing before we move into our relaxation. Whenever you're ready, bending the knees so the feet are flat on the floor, hips lift up, remove the ball, and then very, very slowly allow your hips to draw down towards the mat. Give your back just a second here to settle before making your way into your comfortable position for relaxing in, and you're going to grab clothes or eye pillows, blankets, those kinds of things, and I will change our music. I might even shut the door as well. We might not want that banging around while we're trying to relax. So if you're going to be lying down, decide if you want your palms up or your palms down. If you want your knees bent. If you'd rather I not come to you with the lavender spray, just raise your arm and I will avoid coming to you. And start to take some nice, slow, deep breaths. Allowing your belly to rise as you inhale, and it to fall as you exhale. Allow yourself to feel held and to release into the surface that you're resting on. And we're going to start by taking 3 deep cleansing breaths together. Start, take a deep inhale and a full exhale through the mouth. Again, inhaling deep into your belly, your side waists, your low back, and then exhaling through the mouth. Again, last time, inhale a deep, slow, smooth breath in, and a fully releasing, cleansing exhale. Even when you'd normally finish your exhale, keep going just a little longer. And then return now to your natural breathing pattern. Bringing your awareness to your body. It's time to release any area that may be holding tension. It's time to let go. We're going to start to scan the body together and see where tension is being held. As I mention a part of the body, gently hold your attention there and give yourself permission to completely relax, to ungrip, to release. Notice the toes, the ankles, the calves, the thighs, your whole legs, your hips, the belly, your spine, fingers, palms, wrists, arms, shoulders, back of the neck, your cheeks, eyebrows, forehead, crown of the head, the whole of your head. Imagine your body melting, softening, relaxing, and being held by the earth. Starting to take a deeper breath in now, and a deep, full exhalation. starting to wiggle fingers and toes. Moving your body into a comfortable stretch. You could take a full body stretch. You could give yourself a hug by drawing your knees in. And then we'll all meet over on our right hand side in the fetal position, making a pillow for our head with our right arm. Taking a deep breath in on your exhale, use your left arm to help press you up to a comfortable sitting position. Making two loose fists, stacking your forearms, drawing them into your belly and just rounding forward a little. Notice how you feel right now. Taking a moment to thank yourself for your efforts this morning. Know that you can come back to this place whenever you need to during your day. Drawing the palms together, softly floating the eyes open with your gaze on your thumbnails.